What's going on, Jab Jab Talk Nation? It's your boy Ozil coming back at you because I couldn't close out my Friday heading to the weekend without talking about some boxing fights going down tomorrow, Saturday, December 16th, 2023. And you know what? Honestly, was thinking, all right, Benavidez, Bubo Andrade, that's it. Like we're done. And then I started looking at the calendar. I'm like, look at all these fights that are about to happen. We're not done yet, y'all. We have some really good, solid, competitive fights. That's going to be entertaining. Like we've seen some really good fights. So tomorrow, let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the fight between Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards. It's a unification flyweight bout. Then we have David Morrell. PBC is doing its own thing. We got David Morrell there. We got some other fights happening in PBC. So it's gonna be like a night of boxing. So I'm like rubbing my hands because I'm like really excited about what we're about to witness tomorrow, which I believe they're going to be great fights. First off, if this is your first time checking out the YouTube channel, Jab Jab Talk, welcome, 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 welcome. This is a channel where we're going to jab about boxing. I'm just a super boxing fan, just like you, who is very passionate about the sport. Want to share my opinions, some predictions, just vibe, just build a community of boxing fans. And I've been loving some of the comments from some of the previous videos that I posted, talking about just sharing opinions and getting into these debates and just, again, just really vibing about boxing. I really love it. So, keep it respectful, keep it positive. But, I know how passionate boxing fans can get. So I understand, it gets a little intense sometimes in the comment section. So I try not to partake too much in it, but I'm going to comment, I'm going to reply. And of course, thank you for subbing to this YouTube channel. All right, so let's talk about some boxing, shall we? First and foremost, okay, this is the fight that I am super pumped about. Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards for a unification bout. Okay, Bam Rodriguez coming in at 18-0 with 11 knockouts, and he is representing the Garcia camp. And we got Sonny Edwards, who I've seen clips. I haven't heard too much about him. I went back and saw some of his clips, some highlights of his past fights. He comes in at 20-0 with 4 knockouts, and he's going to be defending his IBF title for the 5th time. This is a fight that it's going to be really interesting. Someone's gotta go. And, I am, just full disclosure, I've been a Bam Rodriguez since the beginning. I think he's a super talented fighter. I think he's one of the most skillful, complete fighters. He has excellent technique, good movement, just really like a solid textbook boxer. Really, really talented and can crack, could put you away. Super fun to watch. So I've been a big fan since the beginning, and I saw his talent early on. I knew he was going to be a superstar, and here we are in a big fight with a unification championship fight against another undefeated fighter, Englishman, Sonny Edwards, who is a bit of a talker, right? You guys been watching the conference, the press? I mean, he's a bit of a shit talker. He likes to talk, and he's trying obviously to get underneath Bam's skin and try to razz him up a bit. But Bam is focused, and it's good to see Bam because usually he's a very respectful fighter, and it's cool to see him cool, calm, and collective. He's been talking his mess too. You saw him in the stare down. It was like a 7-minute stare down. Did y'all catch that? He's cool, calm, and collective, and he's ready for this fight. And I think he's gonna show up, and he's gonna prove against another solid, crafty fighter in Sonny Edwards. I think he's very skillful as well. Good boxer, good skills. He can fight, but I think he lacks the power to keep Bam off of him. I don't see too much power in him, but he does overwhelm you with punches. Like he can box. He's crafty. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be 2 skillful fighters that are really good at technique, have really good technique, and can box, and I think it's going to be very competitive. But if this is a prediction video, and I'm curious to know what you think down below. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this fight. But if I had to predict this fight, I do feel like Bam Rodriguez will win. Okay, so it's going to be a chess match, but I do believe that Bam Rodriguez has a skill set and the punching power to take Sonny Edwards out. I want to say it'll be a unanimous decision and Bam Rodriguez wins, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think Bam Rodriguez stops him in 11 rounds. The 11th round, I think he stops him. I think he'll overwhelm Sonny Edwards. I think midway we'll see him change the pace, and Bam Rodriguez is really good at adjusting as well. I mean, he's just a really good fighter and can take a punch. So I don't think Sonny Edwards will have enough punching power to keep him away or put him out. I think Bam Rodriguez will take him out in the 11th round. So that's my prediction, y'all. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Who's going to win? That's what I think. But I'm excited. I'm really, really looking forward to this. I mean, the other fights that are happening, if you flip it to the PBS, and I feel like I just want to put it all together because everything's happening tomorrow. We're going to have at PBS Boxing. It's closing down. I mean, did you guys hear that they signed a big deal with Amazon Prime, which is going to be interesting to see that unfold. And I think it's a smart move by PBC. Al Heyman knows what he's doing. Shout out to Al Heyman. The big fight, David Morrell is going to get back in the ring and fight. And I just had it up here, y'all. Hold on one second. I just had it up. PBC. I'm doing this real quick. I know I should be having this ready, and I had it on my screen, but I don't know what happened to it. What happened? All right, so we're gonna see David Morrell fights Sina Ajibeko is the name. I've never seen him fight, but all I know is that David Morrell is a beast. He's undefeated, punching power, tall, big. People are saying that he's the guy that could make David Benavidez sweat. I don't know about that. I think he's a bit inexperienced, but he can fight. He can fight. He's a big boy as well. I think it'll be interesting to see that fight happen. But I think obviously he has a little bit of added pressure on this fight because he needs to perform and look good. I think if he continues looking good, much like David Benavidez right now, if David Benavidez is looking good, which he has been, there's pressure on the big dog, Mr. Canelo Alvarez to take on that fight. And I think the fight with David Morrell has that added pressure to continue performing and continue looking good because that could get him into a big fight with David Benavidez. That fight should be interesting, and I feel like David Morrell, seeing a little bit of his opponent Cena fight, interesting. But he has some talent, but I do feel David Morrell will knock him out and win that fight within 8 rounds. But the fight that I'm really, really looking forward to, excited about, is the fight between Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela. That's going to be a rematch. It was a lot of controversy. It's a title eliminator it's WBA lightweight title eliminator. It's a rematch. It was very controversial, the first fight. I remember watching the first fight. I did think that Jose Valenzuela did enough to win that fight. I thought he won the fight. I don't know why they gave it to Colbert. But it was controversy, and they're going to do it again. And they've been shit talking, and it's been getting intense. Chris Colbert seems like a real cool cat. I think he's from New York, but he seems like he's a little shit talker, and Jose is just like he's game for it. So it's going to be a really good fight. I'm not a big fan. I mean, Jose Valenzuela, I really like the kid. I've seen him do interviews, and he seems like a really likable kid. Obviously, he has punching power, but lacks a lot of the fundamentals. And he's, a bit one-dimensional. But he won the last fight. I thought he won the last fight. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. This fight, I predict that Ryo will do enough to beat him again. I think it'll be another close fight. I think there'll be some moments where Chris will have his, have his moments, and then we'll have Jose, do his thing. And but I think it'll swing back to Jose. I think if we see a good performance, I think if Jose does a little bit more, he didn't quite finish the job last time, and I think he lacks in that ability to be a closer. Um, and again, he's lacking some fundamentals, but the kid is talented, and I think he has enough to beat Chris Colbert in this rematch. So I think he'll take another. It'll go 12 rounds, and I think he'll beat Chris in a unanimous decision on this one. And then last but not least, can we talk about this one? I was scratching like my head a bit. I was like, huh, really? This fight between Robert Guerrero and Andre Berto too? Like really? Like these cats are coming coming out of retirement to fight. But I'm happy for them. Like as a boxing fan, I'm excited because I remember, I remember Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero, if y'all remember the Ghost, he was a beast at 135. Like he was good. Like he was a good boxer, and I mean he was a beast. He should have stayed at 135 a little longer. But he decided to go up, and we fight Mayweather, and there was a lot of hoopla about that, and Mayweather beat him down, easy work. But Robert Guerrero is a beast, man. He's a beast. He was a beast in a lighter weight, but he's fighting, and this will be also another rematch. He beat Andre Berto the first time. Andre Berto, another tough, gritty fighter. Was never a huge fan of Andre Berto, but um, he got paid, right? He got paid with me, that's for sure. But they're gonna do it again, so it should be interesting. It's like old yesterdays, champions of the back then to come out or out of retirement and give us another fight. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting to see what happens. Am I expecting a really entertaining fight? I don't think so. I think these guys are way past their prime. But it should be a interesting fight for old time's sake. I'll leave it at that. That's it. A lot of boxing, y'all. A lot of boxing going on. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the Bam Sonny Edwards fight. Let me know about the David Morrell and, of course, the fight that I'm excited about, Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela. Those are the two fights that I'm really excited about. Ben Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards, and then the fight between Colbert. I say Colbert. Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela. Those are the two fights that I'm really excited about. So, and then, excuse me, next week we're gonna have Bebo coming back to fight, and of course Deontay Wilder. Oh man, so many fights happening. Like it's crazy. I'm telling you, I feel bad because I spoke too soon on one of the videos. I said, hey, Benavidez and Bub Andrade, and that's it. We're closing it out. But man, there's so many good fights. So I love that boxing is finishing strong on a high note with a lot of good, notable champions, competitors, contenders, giving us some really good fights in December. We need that. Because that's a great way to close out 2023. So 2024, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue pouring into this YouTube channel, slowly growing. But thanks for all the support, and got big plans. I would love to get more interviews and to be able to chat boxing with some fans on this channel. So we're going to continue doing this. All right, this comes from the heart. Shout out to everybody who subscribed and for commenting, and let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it all love. We all love this boxing. We're all passionate about it, but keep chiming in. All right, guys, I got to go enjoy the fight, and maybe I'll come back and do another post reaction video and on Sunday or Monday. Look out for that. All right, got to go, guys. Enjoy the fight. We'll talk soon. Peace. Love. Jab, jab.